who are. That can mean a number of things. So we'll start investigating those guys and start getting collections happening on those. So something that I've been working on is cross-training Dahlia on the meter reading and trying to simplify her workload on her end. What has taken her 3 and 4 days to get accomplished should really only take 1 day. And that's what we're working towards, which is going to mean easier collections, revenue coming in, cash flow is going to be more consistent for you guys. That's kind of the end goal. One thing that we are working towards is the billing system that you guys use is called subs. You're using 1.0 is not user friendly on her end or on your residence's end, on your homeowner's end. We're going to upgrade that to the 2.0 version. We're shooting for March. The goal is to have the books as clean as possible. So all these problems we've been experiencing, we have to get these cleaned up in order to do it so that all the correct information transfers to the next version. Your homeowners will have access to their water usage, their account history. They'll be able to pay online using credit cards, similar to court money, but it's not a separate website that they have to go through. They'll have access directly into the system to see what she is seeing for their account specifically. The other thing that they can do, they can sign up for paperless billing, which saves you guys postage. It's a good thing all around. The other great thing about it is, if you have a resident who clicks on an email, when they receive their bill, she sees that they received it. She sees that they clicked. We know that they got it. Okay, so this, I didn't see my bill, oh, it got lost in the mail, that doesn't happen anymore. We have digital evidence that shows us that it was received. And this is an excellent thing for her. So that's something that we're working on. We're hoping to get there in March. On that end of things, we're just going to continue to work on doing the metering and billing and everything is consistently on the same cycle as possible. We're also going to work towards creating rate codes for each connection that allows us to say you're on tower 1 or tower 2. That's what allows me to split that water loss and calculate that for you, which helps Andy cut the distribution system down by 50% when we're looking for a leak. So it's all a good thing to kind of push that direction. That's kind of the big things. There is another 2-inch meter out there that does need to be replaced, but is locked out and not currently using water. I don't see the point of going to the expense when you can't collect revenue on it. So we're going to just manually read that one quarterly, every 6 months or so. There's no point in going to the expense of repairing that one when we do have another one that needs to be repaired that will actively use water. So that's kind of it.
I do have a question, Caitlin.
Sure.
What's the difference in cost between the 2-inch meter and the standard residential meter?
There's a $30 charge for the 2-inch meter monthly, and also the primacy fee where you pay, the residents pay 44 cents on your billing. It's $46.89, 44, and 44 on the primacy fee for a 2-inch. It's $175. So it's automatically $31.75 flat rate fee every month.
Right. I'm talking about the actual meter itself.
The meter itself, our regular 1-inch meters that we put in for residents run right at 5-ish, pretty close to that. What she's talking about though is not the whole meter, including met.
Right.
$1,200, there's 4 volts. We just did it today. 4 volts come out, 4 volts go back down. Everything's seat. We'll have to reboot it, and that's that. Now the whole thing is about $3,500. So luckily enough, all these big 2 inches, we should be able to pull them out, drop them back in. It took me and Troy about an hour and a half by the time, move everything to it, move everything back. So they're not bad.
Okay.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Yeah.
You want to hear on your sewer?
Yes, sir. We love to hear about the
And I
sewer.
have notes on sewer too, so
So you want to go first?
I can go first.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
I just got off, well, I was on drinking water. I just got off the phone with Justin at Four Seasons. We don't have an exact schedule for the Woods lift station. We're about 2 to 3 weeks out on that one. He's gonna get parts on order for, how are we referring to the other one? Shawnee,
Johnny Bird.
yep,
The HOA, yes.
yep, that one. She's gonna get parts on order for that, so you gotta get the precast concrete wall. The one that you guys have, is actually designed for an air release. It's not intended for this application. So once that part gets delivered, then we'll be looking at a scheduling for that as well. You will not have any outages occur. This will not be a big deal. We're just gonna get in there and get it done and get it fixed and working correctly. So that's where we're at on my end of things for that.
All right.
That it?
Yeah.
I don't know how many people know what's going on over at Weems right now. Last week, the sewer line for one particular lift station is frozen. We thought we found one spot. It sounded like it was. I'm pretty sure it was frozen, got it thawed out. But due to the city allowing people to put in their initial utility lines, there's two spots that we know of that the line is only about 8 inches deep. One spot is about 4 inches deep. The way it's set up, when that was all done, they came back in, poured concrete stairs over the top of the line. They poured a 8-inch slab at the street all the way across, and then it meets up with about a 15-foot wall. We're looking at some different ways of maybe getting through the winter, but like I say, right now it is frozen and it's still frozen.
That may not be freezing because of the weather then. It might be something that, because it's been pretty warm last.
All north facing, all getting nothing but wind. All the snow is still there.
Oh, okay.
Now, what we think after we looked where it might be frozen, the way the concrete was put in, nobody put any barrier where they turn around and cut it and stuff. We're thinking maybe water got down into there and froze the ground. Hard to say. Got Brandon over there today, looking at maybe a couple of fixing it possibly without having to tear it all out. One would be putting P-trap in the line so that when it finished pumping, whatever left will come back down. The line won't have anything in it to freeze. But we still got to look at how that'll all work. But like I said, again, I would encourage us never to turn around and hook up to pre-existing ever again. That's we run into too many problems with it. So hopefully, right now we're hoping the weather gets warm enough that's on that concrete, starts to get it to radiate down, and maybe loosen it up to where we can get going. It's been a weird year this year. I've only had one meter that broke, which usually through weather like that, I'll have 6 or 7. So we only had 1 versus 6 and 7 last year, but we ended up with a broken sewer.
Well, when you work on that one, finally, we have to decide whether we have to tear up their concrete and stuff and whether we have any liability in that or.
Personally, I don't think we should.
Because they poured it over top of our utilities.
They put the utility lines in and they poured over the top.
And there's no way of moving it.
What you have is what you got. Now, what we could do now, and there's another, I don't know if it's busted in there. This is a line that runs through a 4-inch line that runs through a 3-inch line, and then you got a 2-inch sleeve on top of that with a 1-inch going through it. So, I mean, if worst comes to worst, what we'll probably do is dig the bottom, dig the top, we'll cut the line and we'll run our own line down through it. Tie everything back in. Now, on the upper side, we could probably lower it some, but I haven't seen the pictures, but from what I understand, they have the line that comes through right up to where we freeze, then it dies at a 45, then comes across, hits that wall, and that's where it's only 6 inches deep. So in order to turn around and lower the rest of the line all the way to the lift station, it's either hand dig or do like Brennan did. Get an excavator and turn around, put a mini over the wall and start digging. We're gonna go with, let's see if it'll thaw over the next 2 days with the heat. We kind of go from there. Biggest question is gonna be, did that line break? And It's the same plastic that you get at Home Depot. It's not Schedule 40 either, for your sewer line.
Okay. Huh?
But other than that, I think everything else looks pretty good.
Yay.
I
There's only 8 meters missing. Okay, thanks, Andy.
You bet.
Anything to say, Clark? Nope.
Interesting, okay.
Do we have any visitors' comments before we get into voting? Yeah. Okay. Let's go for it.
Okay, ready for ordinances?
Mhm.
Okay, first ordinance that we have is ordinance number 2026-01. And this is an ordinance of the Village of Sunrise Beach, Missouri to establish the procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain municipal officials.
You'll remember this because we have to do it every year.
Mhm.
I have a motion to
Motion accept.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do we want to do a second reading for this tonight, or do we want to wait till it's up to you guys. It's something the Missouri Ethics Committee needs.
I think it's fine for us to do it since we do it every year. anyway, So,
So can I have a motion for a second reading?
Motion for a second reading.
Okay, so-
and that's roll call vote.
well, I gotta read it one more time and then yes. Okay, so ordinance number 2026-01, an ordinance of the Village of Sunrise Beach, Missouri to establish a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain municipal officials. Motion for second reading, roll call, Greg Gordon,
Yes.
Susan Snyder,
Yes.
Steve Carter,
Yes.
and Michael George.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so next is our resolutions. We have a few.
Brock, we'll send this to you
Oh, that's great.
when we sign it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thanks for.
Thank you.
So the first one is a resolution 2026-04, a resolution authorizing the chairman of the board of trustees to enter into an agreement with DA Davidson Fixed Income Capital Markets for professional services relating to the state revolving fund, SRF, as a financial advisor for the Village of Sunrise Beach.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Good help. So, I'm Batman. Wait for that to come on there.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
Okay. Resolution number 2026-05, a resolution to dissolve the access to the small utility billing software known as SUDS billing program owned and serviced by Missouri Water Association from Steve Roth, and add authorization to the chairman of the board of trustees of the Village of Sunrise Beach, Missouri.
Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 2026-06 is for the state of Missouri. It's a resolution urging state senators and state representatives to oppose Senate Bill 1152, House Bill 1613, Senate Bill 1329, and or any related or amended bill version, which would move all municipal elections to the November general election date and or require candidates to declare a political party affiliation when filing for office.
Make a motion to accept.
All in favor?
Aye.
This one you have an amended version in front of you because I had to change the date to the 15th. This is resolution number 2026-07. This is a resolution to adopt the second Wednesday of the month as the Village of Sunrise Beach, Missouri Board of Trustees meeting day, thereof replacing the second Monday of the month, holding the time still at 5 p.m. First meeting to be held on April 15th, 2026.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. This next one is the one that's not on here.
Yeah, do we wanna do that in discussion or do you wanna do that now?
The, Archer was chosen to run phase 5 after phase 4 is finished. This again is one of these DNR things where you have to apply to DNR a year before it's even time to think about it. So the date to apply is March 1st. So this resolution, called Resolution of Governing Body of Applicant, we are the applicant for the DNR to get the next phase of our sewer, not the one where he's fixing the plant right now, but the one after that. You know, they take 2 years to do, so they have to apply for them in March, and then we won't hear anything about this until next year. So that's what this resolution
It's the
is.
same thing we went through and through.
Exactly. You go through it with everyone because it has to go through DNR. And the reason we're doing it tonight as an add-on is because Archer told me today, Jeff Meadows, he said, we have to apply for this by March 1st. Okay, we better be voting on it then. So that's what this is.
Yeah, let's turn it in a little bit later.
Last minute thing.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. I don't know of any old business, but a couple of things I would like to discuss. Number one is the,
It's supposed to be on the second Wednesday, right?
there's,
Second Wednesday is the 8th, if this is right. Third Wednesday is the 15th, right?
No, it's,
it's the second Wednesday, whatever the date is.
did I get it wrong? Is it?
The 8th.
The second Wednesday is the 8th, yeah,
That's
correct.
why I had it right the first
Yeah,
time.
right the first time.
Okay. I was told it was somebody's correcting the date, told me it was on the 15th.
Was it
You were
the-
right the first time, you were correct. the whole time.
Somebody called and told me I was wrong.
No, you were right. the whole
Okay.
time.
Okay,
So it's
we
the-
did receive we received the community grant, the CDBG.
Yes.
Okay, and originally, Steve Roth had applied for it and was going to run it. Well, we are not, no one in this room is authorized to run those grants, so we have to hire someone. So the way it works with these grants is I had to fill out an amendment to this grant to ask them to give us the funds to pay for someone to run the grant. So that's something that we're gonna have to do, whether we like it or not. Because I can't, nobody here is qualified. They have to be certified through the grant program to be able to manage the grant. So I have filled out the amendment. We haven't heard back yet, but when it comes back, the local council of government has a grant writer that's certified and we can have them do the grant for us. But I just want you to be aware of that because if we don't get the extra money from the grant, we're gonna have to pay for it. So we're not voting on anything tonight because we have nothing to vote on, but I do want to make you aware of that. The second thing is the MoDOT Bicycle Pathway Project. As you know, we were awarded the grant. What are we going to do with
This is
it?
the beach one.
This is the 8-foot wide bicycle path down Beechwood for a mile, 1.6 miles. Andy and I took a little ride and saw where the project was supposed to be going and everything. And I personally don't think it's a good idea. And here's why. We're gonna have to acquire a lot of land because, you know, unless people want to donate their land, there is not 8 foot of our right of way on that side of the Beechwood. Is that correct, Andy?
Yeah.
Right.
And don't forget, more than likely, because you won't have curbs on your road, you're probably gonna have to not only have that 8 foot, but you're gonna have to have at least a 2-foot barrier. Whether it be, and more than likely, it's gonna have to be like 2-inch clean Y'all been over to, the Horny Toad, see how them ditches, you're gonna have to do the same. So you're really talking 10 foot, but 8 foot is,
And this project, after I did the research that I should have already known, it's 5 phases. It's not just go in there and get it done and we're done, because you have to put in ADA parking. So we'd have to build a parking lot. We'd have to build crosswalks at that church that's on Beechwood, because you have to have ADA crosswalkings where, like, if someone were blind, they have to feel the
you know, the orange little.
The grooves and
that's
stuff.
little-
We'd have to move a lot of the drainage pipes or whatever in
You
that.
have at least 4 drainage pipes that you would have to extend. You'd have to redo some ditching area, which is gonna take a lot. So
And it was in the proposal for the grant, it said that it would cost was it 1,500 or 15,000? Who did I talk to about that? I think it was $1,500 a year was what it was gonna cost for maintenance. That sounds really low.
real, real.
Because, yes, we would have to maintain, and you do not want cracks or splits or anything else in there, because anybody gets hurt on that sidewalk.
Well, do we have to use that grant for that specific location?
Yes, unfortunately, the way those grants are from MoDOT is what you apply for is all you can have. You cannot change it, you cannot move it, you have to do what's on the grant. So,
So on the grant, it
Can you
specifically
return it?
states those, that
yes,
land.
we can write a letter on our letterhead that says we're not gonna be able to accept the grant. Doesn't mean we can't apply for it somewhere else or something else, but I had asked if we were able to do a sidewalk in another area or something, a real sidewalk, not an 8-foot sidewalk. But no, you cannot change what the grant was. So we were awarded a grant that now we have to decide whether we really want to do it.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
You can.
The cost of the things you said we have to do, like the walkway, the 2 foot, and all that, is that covered in the grant, or that's, the city has to pay for that?
It's my understanding by reading all the grant application is the request was for $500,000, and that would be literally for the engineering and building of an 8-foot pathway. It didn't say anything about a parking lot or.
So we would have, the city would have to pay.
So we would still have to
for
do
the
all-
parking lot.
We would still have to do all the acquiring of any land, the easements, the engineering. Well, the engineering is in there. I'm sorry. Engineering is in there. So it would be hiring an engineer, having them map it out correctly, and then surveys and all that stuff. So it would be for the engineering and the build of it. But I don't think it included any of the stuff we would have to do. And that's probably why it was phase 1, is what I'm gathering from this.
And it's supposed to be for an 8 foot wide path?
The bike path, not a sidewalk.
Either concrete or asphalt.
That's a huge.
Yes, it is. And there's areas like right across from Polylift. There's no 8-foot there. And what it is about 3 foot and then a drop. So you would have to bring that up to get 8 foot out of it. I don't understand.
Well, it sounds like to me the grant was filled out without any thoughts of engineering.
With
There's a lot of.
The engineer that-
It won't fit. There's just not enough dirt to fit 8 feet from the edge of the roadway.
I understand that, but was that engineered into that cost to do all that?
I can't answer that.
Person that could answer that isn't here.
Yeah, that's,
And what we were given was a resolution to vote on for him to apply for this grant for a sidewalk / path. And we failed to research what exactly that included, so. But right now, where we are is they're asking us to start filling out all these, environmental things and all the stuff for this grant. And I've asked that we have tonight to discuss whether or not we want to go forward with it.
So we could present them a motion to write a letter to deny the grant.
The project is not gonna happen at this time.
I hate, I'm the first one to say, I hate to give back money. I wish we could use it for something else like sewers or whatever, but we can't. So, unfortunately, I don't find it in the cards, and, in just taking a look at the budget and where we are right now with phase 4, phase 5, all this work on the water lines and everything, I just don't know if we can take that one.
Yeah. I'd like to make a motion that we, draft a letter to, deconsider this.
To return the grant.
Yes.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, well, that's my sad news. Let's get into finances.
Okay, fun. Well, of course, always a new one, someone have approved the list of bills again.
Make a motion to approve list of bills.
Excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Next one is, this is something that has been approved before, but it's just here, to outline, next phase costs. This is a, approved payment for the, Northwest, water treatment facility for Archer Elgin Engineering, Surveying and Architecture in the amount of $40,000. This is just their next phase that we owe them money for.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any other discussions, anything? I am getting calls from the Safe City volunteers saying they still want to go forward with it, and I've asked them to please be patient, that we're probably gonna be about a month or two to get that started. Still looking for a volunteer.
What is it?
It entails guiding the people of what they should be looking for.
Who's on this volunteer committee?
Oh gosh, I don't have the names with me. One lady that just emailed me is Marta. You know who that is? Yeah, there's 4 people that emailed and said they would like to be on it. I've drawn up some of the what we should be looking at, because as Scott pointed out, we should include the businesses in this too. And it should say, if they've got like old oil tanks laying around in front of their business or any of that kind of stuff, that we should be having that brought in. It's not that we're looking for somebody to go out and search for violations. We want them to say, this would look better if they did this. They bring it back to us here, and whoever is kind of the head of the committee would kind of say maybe to the board, we should really do something, or maybe to the zoning officer. That would be a better idea. So what the aim of the whole program is to get people to help us find these things that we're not seeing ourselves. So, and I think we were thinking about having maybe an award for the best looking whatever. We can do that one way or another. So, but that's what I'm looking for. Not that you have to go out and do anything. You just need to kind of guide the people. Here's what we'd like you to do. Get the address, maybe take a picture and a little statement saying they've got this in their front yard or their front of their business. We don't.
Is this like a committee that would meet regularly?
I don't think it would meet. My thoughts on it would be, the first meeting would be to explain to them what they're gonna do. Give them the paperwork that they need, maybe a form that says that they can fill out and bring into the office and give to the clerk. And then she would compile them and, maybe twice a year meet with them just to see if they got any questions or whatever. I don't think it's like a every month meeting. I think it's just to get them going.
And this is to enhance safety and beautification? 'Cause it sounds a lot like reporting zoning problems.
See, that's why I don't want it to become that. It's supposed to be for beauty, because we started out, giving an award to the best looking business or something. But it ended up going into safe because the only nuisance laws that we have are about safety. So it's like not having, old cars that can blow up in the front of your business, or oil tanks, or I don't know. We talked about this.
Well, there's.
You guys remember, don't you?
There's a lot of areas, well, not just businesses, just that are unsightly. Old vehicles, dryers, washers.
Yeah.
I mean, boats, a lot of boats, just piled up all over the place. And you don't really see them much in the summer months. You can't. In the winter months, they pop up. This past weekend, I had a couple from Illinois who's going to relocate to this area. Known for years. They've been, ever since I moved here, they've been kind of watching with my wife and stuff posts about how pretty it is around here. And they said, oh, they fell in love with the pictures. And they said they're going to be in town this weekend. Could I take them on a little tour of the west side? I said, absolutely. So we got in the car, we went to dinner, we drove around. And the one thing that his wife said was, there's not a lot of curb appeal with some of these businesses. She wants to bring her business from Illinois to Missouri. She wants to relocate it. And I said, yeah, it's a little different than central Illinois. And there are some businesses that don't have much curb appeal because weeds, leave junk laying out, just all types. Main thing is just weeds, and it's just unkept. So that was her first reaction when I took her through town. She said that everything looks kind of in disarray. She said it probably looks a little better in the summer when there's green. It does, but she said I'm not. She wasn't saying that she is changing her mind, but she just was very surprised at how it just seems unkept.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think that we wanted to talk about having this, witch hunt out there looking for things that we can write violations for. I think it was just to encourage people to clean their properties up.
Yes. I would like to see that rather than like I said, which I don't want to see that either. I would like to see some of the business owners clean up the front of their property, cut your weeds.
And that's what started the whole conversation.
Are there any businesses, excuse me, that are participating or want to be part of this, or?
Not one that called to say that. I mean, not to say that you couldn't go and ask a business, this is what we would like to see in Sunrise Beach. I mean, it's going to take more work than I can take on if I continue what I'm doing. But it's going to take a little bit of guidance to people to say, we're not wanting you to go out there and find somebody that didn't cut their grass 8 inches high. We want you to say, this business really should be moving these junk vehicles out or whatever.
How do you envision that message coming from the city to the business?
Well, I think rather than being a violation, I think a nice letter would be better. We've noticed that you've got an abundance of old whatever out in the front of your business. We'd like to see Sunrise Beach take a proactive in making our businesses look appealing, something,
I think it's great.
Sorry, volunteer.
Yes, I'll volunteer.
Okay.
I don't generally open my mouth.
Boy, that took a long way to get there.
I wanted to know what it is that
But no.
I'm into first.
And these are just the ideas I've thrown out. You could make it whatever you want, but we've got 4 people that are willing to work on it, and I've got some information, so it can be expanded on however. Okay. That's all I got.
So on a positive note, though, she did say that she does like this area.
Mhm.
That was her only big negative thing, and she said that, we went to a local restaurant, I'm not gonna mention it, but she said it was very good. And she is gonna relocate her business here. Her and her husband are looking at property right now, they're looking at land,
Well, good.
and
We've got a long way to grow. I mean, I go to all these meetings around town with the cities of Camdenton and Osage Beach and Lake. They are getting to their peaks. So where is the growth gonna come from around this area? They're gonna start coming over here. Our
Well,
traffic is
she just,
so.
Illinois just stabbed businesses again.
Oh,
It's an
taxes,
understatement.
yeah.
Oh, she said it's the regulations and the taxes and everything in Illinois are just becoming
Yeah.
insufferable. So she researched this area because she knew me and my wife and I've known them for she's 35, 40 years. And they said that Missouri is a lot easier to run a business in Missouri, and it's not, it's tax heavy
Mhm.
on the business. So she did some basic number crunching, and she said I could save thousands every year just by relocating to this area if my business stayed at the same pace.
I believe that, and you know, Missouri has a really strong economic development department that they're constantly throwing out there all the doing to draw businesses into our state. The lady with the tourism bureau this morning at the meeting said they've already had a request of 20,000 tourist guide, you know, those guides that you can order to find out about the area. They've received 20,000 requests for those guides.
Nice.
So it's gotta grow somewhere.
Off of what Mr. Gordon said, I've had friends that have come down over the summer. And they're like, "Oh, it's so beautiful and nice," and then they come down in the winter and go, "Where did all this junk come from?"
You can't see it.
It's been there, it's just been hidden by.
It is true. It is true.
Can't
And
see
you
it.
know, if we've never even tried to approach people to clean it up, maybe they just.
I never noticed it until I moved here. I've been coming here since 1999. And I never noticed any of that until I moved here. And the first winter we lived here in 2018, I told my wife, I said, let's go for a drive. We've never really driven on and looked. And we went up Highway 5 and we went up 135 through Ivy Bend. Holy mackerel.
Well, you chose the wrong spot.
Well, it was an eye opener.
That is true.
But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I never noticed some of the stuff down on the bottom of the gullies where you got boats piled on top of boats, and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. You just never see it until the foliage goes away.
Well,
It's amazing how thin the woods get in the winter time.
Yeah.
very rural area.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.